Hi, thank you very much for watching my earlier videos. This video is in the sequence of the tarot cards, and that is number 4th, that is the Emperor. The Emperor has many meanings, and the first meaning that I would like to begin with is the Hebrew meaning, which is the word for the Emperor in Hebrew is Tzadi, which means the creator or the divine father. Of course, in tarot, he is the most powerful male figure that you will see. The number 4 as a number is a number of stability. This is the most secure number because when you look at a figure that has 4, it is the most stable number. In fact, he also sits on a cube, and the cube is not only just as a 4 figure, it is solidified thing. So when something is solidified, you find it more stable and absolutely grounded. So when you look or when you find Emperor in your reading, do know that either the querent is looking for a stability, or the situation is tough and stable. Because if something is very stable and strong, do remember it's not easy to uproot it as well, if you want to uproot it or if it is as a problem. So let's look at the Emperor himself. Here you see a man, an elderly man. There's a difference. In the tarot deck, there are kings and there is Emperor. So the age of kings is around 50 and 55. And the Emperor is 70 and beyond, because by that time he is very mature. So you see an elderly man who is in his 70s, late 70s, sitting on a throne, which I just said is a cube throne, and behind him you see mountains. Here the Emperor is wearing an armor. He's very well protected. His one foot leans forward, and he holds a scepter in one hand and a globe in the left, and the scepter in the right. And the background has mountains. He wears a crown, of course. He's a king, and the crown has 10 stones, colored stones, which indicate the 10 points of the 10 sephiroths on the tree of life. The very look at the Emperor is a very strong, stern, demanding person. He is a person who is in authority. You can't challenge him. As I said, if he is your opponent, be ready that your opponent is a tough one. If he is your support, remember this is a strong support. So in tarot deck, the Emperor is the strategist. He is Emperor, so definitely his kingdom is huge and he is powerful. He looks at the Queen, which indicates that his power comes from the Queen. He wears a red robe, which is for an Emperor, a red would mean that, is he passionate? Yeah, he is passionate because he represents the sign Aries, and the planet ruled here is Mars. So the red color here is not just passion, it is the high level of energy which a general would need. So look at him as a general, look at him as a dictator, look at him as an authoritarian person who is commanding. He sits on a cube, which means that here the Emperor is very stable. He is full of logic. He is full of sensibility. And he is a strict disciplinarian. Because if you are king, if you are an emperor, there are rules and you will live by those rules. So an armor means that he is guarded, he is protected. He's protected from the inner world. You don't get to see what is inside him, and he's protected from outside, so you can't easily hurt him, or he has a good defense. An emperor is a person who guards his emotions. An emperor is a person who will not let you know what is going within him, because remember, he is not emotional. He's logical, he is very sensible, and he has rules to live by. So because in emotions, the first thing that goes out of the window is the rule. So here we are going to deal with rule, systems, and organized systems. So when Emperor comes in a reading, do remember that he is calling for rules, systems, organized or strong organizations. The Emperor, the mountain behind him do indicate that he is in a rough and rugged area. He's not unlike Empress. He's just stark opposite of Empress. Empress is sitting in a cushioned, comfortable environment, whereas Emperor sits in a rugged area where there is a bare stream of river and there are mountains behind him, which show that either the problem is unsurmountable or it's a very solid background and a rugged background. So it's a tough situation and challenging situation, or it is a strong hold on the situation. As a person, the Emperor will always indicate the heads. He would be like a president of a company or a CEO of a company, or he would be like a strategist. He could be a general. He could be presidents of a country. That is one reason whenever Emperor comes with him, Emperor comes in your reading, and if you have a major arcana, you can also see, it will a lot depend on the question as well, that the question could be about somebody who is very powerful on a world level, or the problem is on a bigger scale. For simple example, a combination of the Emperor and world would mean a world level leader or a world level situation. As a sign, the Emperor is the first sign of the zodiac, which is Aries, and Emperor stands for the Aries also. But definitely it doesn't mean that Emperor imbibes all the Aryan quality, because Aryans are impulsive, this being the first sign. Of course, they're very enthusiastic. They want to go head on into any situation. They want to go and hit it. And it's like, come on, let's take a challenge. I'm ready to take a challenge. No, he is rather experienced. Remember, his age-wise also, he's in somebody who's in 70s, 75, 80, which means he has seen the world. So he's not going to just jump in headlong. He will use his experience. He's a strategist. He's going to take time. This is not a situation that said just going to react just like that. He's going to take time. So, but yes, definitely the Aryan quality in him of enthusiasm, the capacity to take the challenge is definitely there. So, in simple words, the card Emperor means a person who is mature, who holds an important position. He could be on a national level or an international level. In a company, he could be the top. So, he represents a situation or a person on the top. A situation which is secure, comfortable in its own space and time. And if you are going to deal with a person, remember this person will have rules, he will have principles, and they will be almost non-negotiable. In tarot, it matters a lot who is the next card. Is he in the middle or is he coming? I'm just talking about a simple 3-card spread. So whenever Emperor is in the middle and you have a positive card as following it, know that this is a comfortable situation. But if Emperor is in the middle and the following card, whichever card is difficult, understand that it is going to be difficult. The reason is that the present will always influence the future. Whichever card is in past will tell what a querent has come for, or what the querent is trying to seek, what he has gone through. But the present and the future cards indicate a lot. So here, Emperor with a positive card would be helpful, and with the negative card becomes a difficult card. So these are small short meanings that I bring for you. Do read my book, The Secret Bridge of Tarot and Astrology, and I'm going to read one or two lines from this book of mine, that is The Secret Bridge of Tarot and Astrology. So always take a note of the surrounding cards that may indicate whether this person is favoring you or is against you. He can also represent a man or a significance as a husband or a lover. Emperor signifies a powerful ally who can influence people for or against you. Because don't forget that he is a strategist and he knows which role to play. He is a male initiator of the Empress. Empress is the female creator and he is the male creator. So he is also a father figure and he is the life giver. In a question of relationships, he could be a male figure who is a very dominant figure. And with this figure, or whether he's a figure as a son, whether he's a figure as a husband, or a figure as a boss, or somebody whom you want to meet, do remember to keep a note of his characteristics, that it is better to be straight and honest with him, because he may not like playing a game because he is a straight shooter. So thank you very much for watching my video. Keep waiting. I'll be coming up with more videos, and please visit my website mainabhatnagar.com.